The second part of this activity is dividing this vertical line into three parts. Before we can divide this line into three parts, we have to create a marker. A marker can be created by creating maybe just one line, small line like that, and then using the block command. So below here, you will type in block, and then you will create a block, and then you will name the block, and I will name it simply with X. Press enter. The next question is specify the insertion point. I want the middle of this line, so I am going to type MID, enter, and then point to the middle of the line. And then the last thing that it will ask me is select the objects, in which case I will select the line and then press enter. This line now is a block as it shows over here, and the name of this line is called X. We can now use this to divide this line accordingly. Once you have created the block, this block will serve as a marker for your division. So to divide a line, you will have to type in the command divide in the command prompt. So on the bottom here, click the command prompt and then type in divide, press enter. It will ask you to select the object to divide. I will select this, okay? And if you answer the next question, enter the number of segments. If I type in 3 and enter, nothing will happen. You don't see any division. This one is still one line and it was not cut into three parts. Okay, there is nothing that marks or is placed on this line. You cannot erase or select anything because you must first assign a block as a marker for the division. That only happens in AutoCAD Web. There is a different process in AutoCAD Desktop. So let's repeat that process of dividing. So I will type in divide at the command prompt and press enter. I will select the line to divide. And then before I answer the question how many segments, I will click on block and then I will enter the name of the block. And the name of the block that we're going to use to mark the divisions is the block name X, which is this line, So I will type in X as the name of the block, press enter, and then it will ask me, do you want to align the block with the object? I will simply answer yes. And then I will now answer the question. Enter the number of segments. We wanted 3, so we will type 3 and press enter. Okay, and you will see that this object now has divisions. Where are the divisions? It is actually, if I do an erase, it is actually here. Okay, and here. There you go. So there's one here and there's two there. Okay, so that is actually a line. I can select them without a command, and there's two objects there. Okay, when we answered the block align, this line was rotated to align with this line. Okay, but there is a line there. Okay, if you want to use a different block, you can erase. Let's erase that first here. You don't need to use a different block. I will just show you, but if you wanted to make a line, all you're going to do is type in mid on that small line there, and then you can use that as your division point. So there's another line here. I'm going to type in mid and then over there. So that's now 3 equal segments. Okay. So most of the time, we don't use a line as a block, although you can, as I've explained here. Most of the time, we will make a X, an actual X. And it doesn't have to be a proportionate X because it will just serve as a marker. Okay, so we're going to again create a block. So we're going to do a block command, and then we are going to create a block by clicking here, and then we're going to name this as X2, enter. and then you want to specify the intersection here. So make sure that your OSNAP has intersection checked, okay, before, so that you can click on this intersection here, and then select the objects is the next prompt. So I will select this X looking block, and then I will press enter. You now have another block called X2, and we can use now X2 uh, just like this line without worrying that it's going to be rotated or not. Okay, so we're going to now again use the divide command, enter. We will select this, we will click block, we will type in X2 as the name of this block, press enter, and then we will answer yes, and then answer 3 segments to divide and press enter. Now you will see the X over here. Okay, so you can now use this to this marker to start your line from here, and then go again back to the vanishing point here, return back to the intersection again like that, and then go back to the other vanishing point on the left, and then return back onto this point. Press enter. Okay, so now you have the divisions. You don't need these markers anymore, so you can erase them. Okay, and because you already have a block here called x2, we can also erase these two here, and that's how to divide the object. Okay.